So we're gonna start standing, but you have the option if you want to stick your balas on, you can. If you have a band, we're gonna start similar to Tuesday and some of that squat um, and leg taps and whatnot. So if you want a heavy band, you'll put that above your knees. I'll get us warm first, and then I'll cue folks if you have heavy weights in our lunge series that you want to use. I'm just going to give you different options, but the choice is yours. Go ahead and meet me standing. You could do this prop free and still get nice and warm, so don't stress over what kind of weights you have. So I'm just going to have you meet me standing on your mats, and then I'm just going to have you reach those hands up all the way overhead, and then just start reaching for that ceiling. Gaze will go up towards that ceiling. I'm just going to mute everybody now. And then I hope you're all just having such a good morning. Every time I'm up, reach down towards that mat for me. We'll do some roll-ups. Since I've been up for what feels like 18 years, I'm like ready to go get you into jumping jacks and all the things, but I'm going to let you take your time. Waking up, roll all the way up to the top, reach those hands up overhead one more time. Gaze goes up toward that ceiling. Find length. Exhale, dive those hands back down to the mat one more time. Slowly rolling yourself back up. Hands come behind your head, and you're going to go into that good morning stretch. You should feel some similarities, repetition on what we were doing on Tuesday. If you weren't here, it's fine. We'll just build on that and find some more lunges today. Big lift and squeeze to the top, hinging at those hips, really finding that stretch in your hamstrings. Start to set that intention. I'm going to give you about 15 more seconds here. We'll hold at the bottom. We'll let those hands fall down, and you'll find one more roll up before we actually dive into it. You've got 10 seconds here. Let your hips hinge, pulling you forward, and then you squeeze those glutes. You come all the way back to the top. We're here for 5. I want you to hold at the bottom, and 4, let hands fall down towards your feet. It'll be that third roll up in 2. On 1, let hands fall towards the floor. Release anything in that lower back. Hang there for a second. You can even start to sway from side to side, and then come back to center. Take a big inhale and restack that spine all the way up to the top. You have options here. It is technically your warm-up, so you can go prop free, or you can stick your balas on. Heavy band will come above your knee for me, and we'll meet on that left side of your mat. We're going to take 2 steps to the right, add a squat in, 2 steps to the left in 3. In 2, you'll come all the way down to the bottom of that squat. You'll take those 2 steps to the right side of your mat. You'll give me a big lift, and then you'll come all the way back down. I want you to be slow and controlled in those squats. You stand all the way up at the top, you sink back down, and then you stay low when you walk to the opposite side of that mat. Remember, we're just getting nice and warm, so you do not need to rush through this. Find your breath, relax your shoulders. Think about all 10 toes facing forward. Kathleen, lift shoulders up just a couple inches there. There it is. Yep. Staying nice and proud in that chest for me, everybody. 2 steps to the right, you get to take that squat and stand all the way up once you get to that right side. Then you come back down and you meet me on that left side. I want you to stand, reset, find the squat every time, press knees out nice and wide, and then you'll go ahead and meet me center of that mat in 5. In 4, we've got some tap outs. In 3, beautiful. 2, everyone meet me in the center of that mat. Just hit that body weight squat for me. Big lift and squeeze, lower down. Big lift and squeeze, lower down. So you're in those squats. What I want you to think about here is as you sink your glutes down into that imaginary chair, you're pressing knees apart and you're pretending like you're ripping a towel apart between your feet. Think about the motion and the movement. You stay at the bottom of your squat in 5, lower 4, good, lift 3, last 2. Now on this next one, stay low for me, stay low. You're gonna tap out twice to the right side, twice to the left, and then you stand. So all you're doing is taking that foot, you tap out to that right side twice, reset, tap left side, twice, back to center, and then you find that squat, regroup. When you're tapping out to the side, you stay low. You think about the outer part of that leg, that outside of your thigh starting to get warm. You point that toe, you come back to center. Knees are pressing apart. Keep your feet a little bit wider. Don't let them start to sneak in too close to one another in that squat. 10 seconds right here. You stay at the bottom of your squat and we're just pulsing. Yes, nice in those taps, Max, all the way down. Make sure you guys are tapping both sides before you stand up here. Yes, right to that other side, and then you get that big stand. Everyone's gonna give me 2 more taps each side. You meet me in that squat hold and we just pulse. You should be nice and warm, I know, in 3 and 2. Everyone just pulse for me. Get low and pulse. Trust your body right here, pulse. You have 1 hold and I'm gonna let you stand up. So you have this. Think about the squeeze and the release. If you have a band on, I know you're pressing those knees apart. You're thinking about how proud that chest is. 8 seconds here in these pulses you hold. You've got to fight for the hold for me. You're there. 1 change left. In 4, you hold. In 3, good. 2, no pulse, just hold. Just hold. Bring the weight back into your heels. Take a big inhale. Press palms together. Pull belly button towards spine. In 10 seconds, it's full range squats to finish. If you want to jump squat, you can have it. If you want to heel lift, you can have it. In 3, you're all the way up. In 2, 1, full range squats to finish. Full range squats to finish. Say that like 8 times fast. I promise you, as I speak in cursive, it just starts to flow together. You're out of this warm up in less than 20 seconds. You stay in that squat. You can go slow or you can pick up your pace. I want you to know this last little bit right here. Band will come off after this. 10, good. 9, stay in it. Big lift and squeeze. You're out of your warm up. In 6, lower. 5, lift for 4. You've got it. 3, 2, 1, and you made it. Nice. If you have a band on, you'll take that band off. If you have Balas and you want to stick them on, you're out of your warm up now. You can grab your 2s or your 3s, whatever weights you'd like in your hands. It's just a light weight to really help us keep our shoulders relaxed. If you're going to go heavier, now's that time. 10s, 15s, whatever you want. We're going to go heavy on those legs. We have some unilateral work today. So what I want you to do is think right leg stays static, just like we started with on Tuesday. Right leg does not move for 4 changes. We'll take a break and do some abs, and then we'll hit that other side. So right leg stays at the top. I am going into a curtsy lunge series. If it doesn't feel good, if you have any knee issues, just hit the reverse lunge. It's fine. Weights are going to come down at your side. You're going to bring left knee right behind right ankle, and then you're going to point that toe and tap at the side. So I don't want you to bring weight into both at those feet at the top. So think curtsy lunge, you come down low and you just give me that nice little toe tap at the top. It's nice and delicate. I'm going to stand back so you can see what happens with that foot. Also in that curtsy lunge, your knee comes right behind your ankle before you come up and tap, really contracting through that quad. Lower, lift, squeeze, tap. Lower all the way down, lift, squeeze, and tap. These are not meant to be rushed. If you are not holding a weight, you're going to be able to go potentially a little bit faster, and that's okay. I don't want you taking too long at the top. You get right back into it. Tap. Oh, yep, right back into it. Beautiful. Nice, Max. What I want you to think about here, you have 20 seconds left. You're just going to add a pulse at the bottom for the next 20. So you're just going to pulse. It's going to feel like 2 pulses, but when you come down, you just add 1 more pulse in 10 seconds. Stay right here for 5. You've got it. 4. Add the pulse in 3. We're going to burn out that right leg. And 2, add a pulse at the bottom. So when you come down, you give me that pulse. It's going to feel like 2 pulses because you're coming down and then you're adding that nice little squeeze. You stand all the way back up. I know it's basic. Don't get bored with it. Think about where you're squeezing, where you're contracting. Bring the weight into that right heel. Power through. As you stand, you get right back into it. We hold the pulse in less than 10 seconds. You're going to stay at the bottom of your range. You're going to find a hint of a hinge forward for me. Weight stays in that heel. In 4, you've got it. 3, beautiful. 2, hold for me at the bottom right here. Little squeezes. Stay in the pulse. Here's where you're going to start to fatigue. You have it. You have a hold left for me after that. That's it. And then you're going to meet me in a plank. So I want you to fight for this. Know that you get a break in your legs. You stay low. Can everyone find that hint of a hinge for me? And now think to yourself, you're just squeezing, releasing. We hold in 5, we hold in 4. You can do this, stay low. 3, beautiful. 2, if you have to go down to 1 weight, you can. Hold for me at the bottom, freeze. Take a big inhale. Can you drive through that right heel? Can you squeeze through those glutes? You have 10 seconds. Do not stand yet. 8 and 7. Yes, you can. Let that knee hover. 7 and 6. You stand all the way up. You meet me in a high plank in 5, 4, 3, and 2, 1. Get rid of your weights. High plank here. Don't worry about your computers. You're there for less than a minute. Any wrist issues, go to your forearm plank. If not, I want you in a high plank. Take a big inhale here. On the exhale, find your form. We're releasing those shoulders. We're pulling belly button to spine. If you're on your hands, fingertips are spread out nice and wide. Can you glue those legs together for me? My friends who are on their forearms, I want you to think about still spreading fingertips out. Pull your elbows towards your toes. You're holding for me here. No movement, no movement. It's just a strong plank. For my friends who are up on those hands, I just want you to feel those shoulders fatiguing here. In 15 seconds is when we're going to go into a hint of movement. And all it is that push-up, which I know you're so pumped for, and then we stand. So in 10 seconds, I need push-ups from everyone. 2 count down, 2 count up. Now you're going to open those 2. You're going to go into your reaches. Everyone in 5. Beautiful. 4. Stay low in that plank though. 3. Beautiful. 2. Hold right here. You're in push-ups or you're in those shoulder reaches, depending on how those wrists are feeling. In your push-up, I want a 2 count down with control, and then that 2 count up. You are not rushing it. You are breathing. You're thinking, can I press this mat away from me? Squeeze glutes, tuck tailbone under, and then you come all the way back down. In 15 seconds, we're in a downward dog. We get ready to stand, and we go through that other side. I want you to think about how strong you are in your core, in those shoulders. Final 5. You're doing great. 4. Don't give up on this. Don't give up on this. 3. Last one's here. 2. Everyone walks up to their hands if you're not there yet, and you find that downward dog. You pedal out those feet. If the wrists aren't feeling good, you'll find that tabletop position and give me a cat cow. Everyone start to walk hands to your feet and feet to your hands. If you need a couple more seconds there, you take it. When you're ready, you're going to slowly roll yourself to the top. Let's not get dizzy. Let's give ourselves a couple shoulder rolls to the back of that room, lifting those arms up towards those ears, and then we'll reverse that circle for 3. Good for 2. If you had weights, you pick those weights back up. Your left foot doesn't move this round. Right foot is what's moving. Weights in your hand. Hit that curtsy lunge. Right knee comes behind that left ankle. You tap that knee, and then you lift and squeeze. And when I say tap, I know it's not coming all the way down to the mat. It's going to come right above the mat. You're in your curtsy lunges. Now we know it's fairly basic in the movement, but repetitive. So what I want you to think about is okay to give yourself that small hinge at the bottom. Belly button stays pulled in. We've just started to warm up those abs. Legs should feel really strong because we're just tackling those first. When you stand in your curtsy lunge, drive through that left heel, right toe taps at the top, and then you get right back into it here. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale as you lower in that lunge. Exhale as you power to stand back up. You're going to get ready to add that pulse back in for me. So you come down to the bottom, and then you just give me a squeeze and pulse. It gets rid of the momentum. It makes you fight a little bit more. Your right knee is right behind your left ankle. I don't want you to feel like you have to bring that knee so far past your heel. It kills me when I see people doing that. I'm like, help them. And when I'm in a class, you have 10 seconds left with this little pulse right here. Then we just stay at the bottom. Think about your shoulders. Think about belly engaging. Use those abs. Squeeze that core. Contract through. Hold at the bottom. And 3, you hold at the bottom. And 2, everyone's at the bottom of that range pulsing for me. Yes, you can. Now find your form here. When you're pulsing, you are not bouncing. You are just squeezing and releasing. It's okay for it to be slow and controlled. You have that hint of a hinge forward and you are just pulsing. If you have those weights, they're just framing your foot. I need you to give me 10 more seconds. We go into that hold. I know you don't want to hold, but you're going to do it because you're so strong. You've got 5 seconds here. 4, friends. 3, 2, now just freeze. Take a big inhale. Do not stand yet. You've got this. On your exhale, can you put any more weight in your heel? Can you pull belly button towards spine? Relax shoulders. I need 5 more seconds before you drop those weights. High plank, second round. And 3 and 2, stand all the way up for me. And you find that high plank. Forearm plank for my friends who know they're needed. High plank for everybody else. Second round of that plank and that push-up. You're holding that form here. I'd rather you in a plank. Even if the push-ups aren't available, I want you to stay in that. Beautiful. Oh, good. I can't wait to see you do that with your ball. Everyone is holding right here. Now, what I want you to think about is your form. Legs should be a hint fatigued here. So think about zipping from your ankles into those inner thighs. Now give me a slight tuck of your tailbone. Shoulders are released away from your ears, fingertips spread out. Soften just a hint of that bend in that elbow. Don't lock them out completely on me here. 10 seconds, you go into that second round of your push-ups. For my friends who are going into those push-ups, I'd like a hand release push-up this round with a little bit more urgency all the way down in 3. In 2, you'll release, squeeze shoulder blades together, and then you'll press all the way up at the top. You'll release, you'll squeeze your shoulder blades, and then you'll press all the way up at the top. think to yourself here as you come into this movement, you've got to use your breath. You have to use your core, because when you exhale, I need you to think about pulling belly button to spine, squeezing through your glutes. You have less than 20 seconds here. Everyone is breathing. When we get to the 10-second mark, Maggie, you're going to stay at the bottom of that. Everyone breathe right here. Here's your final 10 seconds. Final 10 seconds. Maggie, you stay and you pulse all the way at the bottom. Beautiful. You've got 8 friends. Everyone else, hand release push-ups, hand release push-ups. You've got 7, 6 and a rest, 5 and 4, 3, downward dog for me, and 2 and 1, walk up to your hands. Find that downward dog. If you need the child's pose first, you take it. If not, pedal out those feet. When you're ready, you'll walk hands in towards your feet in towards your hands. I want everyone to slowly roll up. No props right here. If you have balas on, you leave them, but I want you to come into your second position. Hips are going to feel so good right here. They're getting a hint of a break. Heels are turned in, feet are at that 10 and 2, 11 and 1. Take a big inhale. You don't have any props in your hands. You take that exhale, pull belly button into spine, palms come to prayer, and then we sink to the bottom of that second position. Now think about your knees. They press back over your heels. This is all about finding your form in this hold. I don't care how wide those legs are. What I care about is your knees are tracking over those ankles and your shoulders are relaxed. Beautiful, Ames. Those are strong little legs. They're just those deep sticks. I love them. Okay, hold here, friends. You have about 15 seconds left before we pulse. It's mean. I'm keeping you at the bottom. I'm not letting you stand yet. What I need you to focus on is your breathing. You don't have weight, so you can press palms together. You're going to start to pulse up an inch and down an inch. It is so tiny. All you are doing is squeezing and releasing. So really nothing's happening other than thinking about pressing knees back and squeezing those glutes. Just a hint. It's just tiny. But if you're going to feel yourself firing up, I need 10 seconds right here. 9. Beautiful. 8. Yes, you can. 7 here. 6. I'm getting ready to let you stand, so hold on to it. 5. Keep going in those pulses. 4. Beautiful. 3 and 2. You come up on a 2 count. You come up for 2, back down for 2. Nice. Lift up for 2. It's nice and slow and controlled so that you can come a little bit lower and you're not rushing through it. Hips should be opening up, which should feel nice. So you're just in those curtsies and those holds. 2 counts up, 2 counts down. You're getting ready for your second hold of 3. I know we're going to go through these 3 changes 3 times. We change that up and down movement on that next round. You're in a hold for me in 4, 3, stay at the bottom, and 2, everyone come down and hold, come down and hold. I'll watch that time so you don't have to. I need you to freeze. Now think about this second time through. Where are you putting that pressure? Is the weight in your heels? Are you pressing those knees back? Now find your breath. When you take that big inhale, exhale, pull belly button in towards that spine, contract. So if I was to come and punch you in the belly, it would hurt my hand, not you. You have 15 seconds. I know you can do this before you pulse. You breathe for me. You get stronger in that breath and you find that weight in your heels. Everyone starts to pulse in 3, 2, start to pulse. Now you want to stand, don't do it. If you need to close your eyes, you close your eyes, but you think about how strong you are. The second you feel like you need to stand, I need a couple more reps. You know that you're going to stand for me in 10 seconds. You're going to single out that up and down movement here in 5. Yes, you can. 4, keep pulsing at the bottom. 3, don't you dare. 2, now you can lift all the way up and then sink back down into that second position. Hint faster here, a little bit more urgent, but I want you thinking about form. I care about your knees pressing out because I want your inner thighs to get nice and warm right here. 10 seconds, final round of all 3. You have it. 8, lower 7, lift for 6, lower 5, up for 4, we lower 3, up 2, down and hold. I know. Now freeze for me here. Hint of a different change in this hold. I want you to hinge forward just a hair so that you can press your knees back. Start pressing your knees back. You are not pulsing down. All we did is we took that chest, we brought it forward just a hair, and now you're pressing those knees back. Inner thighs, outer thighs. Yes, you can. Inner thighs, outer thighs. In 45 seconds, you want to do this again. You have 8 here. Beautiful. 7, we're upright. 6, find your posture. I know your thighs are on fire. 4, beautiful. 3, we have this. 2, and then you lift all the way back up and you start to pulse it down again. I know that your legs are warm right here, but I also know that your heels aren't lifted, so you have even more strength than you realize. Up an inch, down an inch in your pulses, up an inch, down an inch in your pulses. I hope everyone's starting to sweat just a little bit. You have 8 seconds right here. That's it. 7 seconds, 6 seconds for me. 5. We finish that up and down movement, but I'm going to ask for a heel lift on the bottom for those that don't have injuries. And 3, beautiful at the top, excuse me, 2 and 1. So you lift all the way up, heel raise, lower down into your second position, lift all the way up, heel raise, lower down into your second position. It's fine if you're not doing that. All you're thinking about is pressing knees apart a little bit more for me. You have this. 15 seconds, we stand. Everyone's going to grab their light weights. We go right into arms. We give legs a hint hair of a break. Yep, hint hair, all these words. 5, keep going. 4, we're there. 3, I need you to go up and down 2 more times. 2, give me 1 more. All the way up, all the way down. You stand. Heart rate came down a little. Now grab your weights. It's a really quick transition. I'm sorry. Weights come right overhead. Now into that goalpost closed position. Soften the bend in your knees. We open into a goalpost. We close. We open into that goalpost. We squeeze and we close. Can you start to engage your abs even more here? You're squeezing. Legs are getting that break, but we had to transition right into those arms. Squeeze, open. Squeeze, press, and open here. Good. Squeeze, press, and open. Feel that go into that bicep, not just that shoulder. So when you're squeezing your weights, it's like there's a beach ball that you're trying to pop it. Elbows stay even with shoulders. Form looks great. Now, if I can't see your knees, I know that they're bent, so I don't even have to worry about it because you've got that soft bend. Yes, beautiful. As you squeeze in, you contract your abs. Let those arms start to get warm. Building again on what we were doing on Tuesday, we're just going to stay in things a little bit longer. You have 8 seconds here. 7. I know we're going a little faster here in arms than normal. 6. Beautiful. 5. You leave arms closed in that parallel position. And 3, open. 2, close for 1. Little pulses, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. It's a hint of a movement. Squeeze weights, contract through those biceps, up an inch, down an inch. It's like you want to go up to hit that ceiling, but a magnet's there just pushing you away. Little pulses. You create that tension for me. Alternating hammer curl in 8. Keep going. 7, 6. Yes, you can. 5 and 4. Keep elbows nice and narrow underneath those wrists. Don't let them start to open up. 3 and 2. We alternate. Control press, control press, control press. Mean to the shoulders, I know. If you feel like you're starting to need a break and you have to bring those arms down, I don't care. Just stay in that hammer curl. Elbows stay high if you can. You've got this. Yes. I love that. I've got everyone sweating and excited today. Beautiful. 10 and 9. You've got 8 and 7. Final 6 right here. It's 5, 4 and a hold, 3 and a hold, 2. Both arms reach out, palms face the floor. Take a big inhale. Are your knees bent? I know shoulders are starting to get tired. You have 2 changes left. You're going to be fine. You're going to start to circle towards that midline. I know. I wish you could all look at each other because you'd be like looking at each other and then giving me dirty looks because you all feel the same way and I love it. We're just going to sculpt out those arms. Are you squeezing your triceps? Reverse that circle for me. Yes, you can. 10, which means you only have 1 change left with your arms up here. It's 8. Good. 7. Arms come out into a T. I love a good T position. Yep. 5 and 4. We can do it. 3 and 2 on 1. Open those arms. Little bend and press. Bend and press and arms come down. We go into biceps. Bend and press. Little bend and press. Squeeze those triceps. You have this. I need 8 seconds from you. I know how strong you are. Shoulders look great. Now you breathe for me. Don't start holding that breath now. Yes, nice, Amy. You've got it. 5 little pulses. 4, everyone's arms come all the way down. And 3, you can do this. 2 and 1, arms come down, palms face me, right into your bicep curl. Right into your bicep curl. Shoulders get a break. All the way down, lift, squeeze. All the way down, lift, squeeze. Because we have light weights, we're going to go a little faster. But what I want you to reset on right here in this active recovery, because you could definitely hold heavier weights, check in with the rest of your body. Weight is in your heels, soft bend in your knees. We're all going to start holding our breath right now. Tongue's going to hit the top of your mouth. I don't want you to do that. I want you to think as you pull weights up, you exhale, contract through that core, and then you lower down. Squeeze your triceps for me. We meet at that 90-degree angle here in 8 and 7, 90 degrees, and 5 and 4. Yes, you can. 3 and 2. You meet me at that 90. We press out, we pull in. We press out and we pull in. You slow it down if you need to. Wrists are strong. When you open up, you'll feel this in the back of that arm, and then you squeeze, it goes right into your bicep. 10 and 9. We're gonna put 2 movements together. You're gonna give me that half curl at the bottom into that press out in 3. Keep pressing out a little bit further than you think you can. In 2, come back to 90. We release, hit 90, press out and in. We release, hit 90, press out and in. Because those weights are light, I need you to pretend like you are pulling and you are pressing through mud, through water here for 8, lower, 7, 6, press out 5, pull in 4, lower 3, last 2 on 1, come back to that 90. Now open up to that halfway so you're in that V. You press out for 2, you pull it in. For 2, we press it out, we pull it in. Like we're serving that platter to someone, and then we're like, nah, I think I'm gonna have that snack. Pull all the way in, and then you press out. Now incorporate your abs. Press out, contract, abs, pull, and release. Press out, contract, abs, pull, and release. Now meet me at that halfway point in 3 and 2, halfway point right here. Notice elbows are below that shoulder, and then your wrists are out in front of you below, excuse me, wrists are below your shoulder. One of the two, little pulses out here. I would hope that your elbows are below your shoulders, or we'd have bigger issues here. Those wrists do not go above your shoulders. I want you to stay more in your biceps than those shoulders. Now I need you to squeeze the weight as you press out. You really should be starting to fatigue in that bicep. 8 seconds here, 7 and 6. We start to circle in 5. Yes, you can in 4. In 3, are your knees bent here? In 2, little circles in, little circles in. We're picked up that pace because we're coming down to the end of those arms. Tiny circles in. We're going to reverse that circle in 8 and 7. Strong wrists for me. They're going to want to start to fall away from you. 3, reverse that circle here in 2, opposite direction. You keep circling, keep squeezing. Do not cheat yourself. Contract through your muscle here. Squeeze the weight. Engage your core. 7 and 6. I need arms out nice and long. And 5, you can do it. 4, 3 and a hold, 2 and a hold, 1. Everyone's with me. You just freeze. Take a big inhale. Bend those knees just a hint. Now take that exhale, contract those abs. Just give me 5 seconds. Weights come down. You got to squeeze them. 4, I need a high plank from everyone, but you are going to move your computer. In 3 and 2, weights come down. You're going to take that computer, you're going to move it because we're going to stay on that floor for the rest, but I need you to meet me in that high plank. Don't take too long to get there because your arms don't get that long of a break. High plank here. If you're on that forearm, I'm fine with it. High plank, high plank. Open those feet up. Everyone goes right into their shoulder taps. Yes, nice transition, really quick, Amy. If you are on, Max, lower your butt an inch for me. Just, yeah, right, perfect, good. Everyone's in those nice taps. Think about how strong you are here. Breathe for me. It's only 20 seconds left. As you're in those shoulder taps, Kathleen, I love it. Hips aren't even moving a hair. Everyone's hips are so square. Hold on to that for me. 10 seconds here. 9 and 8. Good. 7. You walk down to your forearms for me in 6, 5, I know shoulders are tired. 4 and 3, last 2, walk down to your forearms. You're going to start walking your feet out, out, in with control. It doesn't have to be fast. Out, in with control. I care more about what you're doing in your hips. Are your shoulders over your elbows? Form is perfect, Matt. You don't make any movements there. Walk out, in. Nice. Amy, you've got it too. Kathleen, everyone looks really, really great in this form. Keep walking out, in. Let's fatigue in this plank. You're going to go into a plank hold for me in 5, plank hold in 4, 3, beautiful, 2, plank hold right here. Feet come together, feet come together, feet come together. You can do this. It is 30 seconds before you are in a child's pose, and we're going to stay in that child's pose for a second. So what I need you to do right here is find your breath and really think, where can I contract and can I squeeze? We're getting ready to go into abs. You're going to be on your back after this. So think, can I squeeze my inner thighs? Can I slightly tuck that tailbone under? Now, press those forearms into the mat. You only have 15 seconds. You can do this. I need you to keep breathing. Look right to the edge of that mat and find, if you're sweating, that is a good thing because you are contracting through every bit of muscle that you have. 5 seconds is what I need from you, ladies. 4, 3, 2, we press back, knees open nice and wide, and you find that child's pose. I need you to take your time. Don't feel like you have to sit up. Find your breath and reach those fingertips just an inch further away from you. Yes. Beautiful. Take one more big inhale here and that exhale. If you haven't taken your bottles off, you want to break from them, you can take them off. If you haven't taken a sip of water, now is the time. We're going to get ready to go into some abs. We'll finish with a little bit more in those legs. So what I want you to do here is you're going to come onto your back for me, and you're going to bring your legs right into that tabletop position. Hands come behind your head. I also want to point through my toes. I want you to flex through your feet. Your knees are right over top of those hips, and then your hands are behind your head. You're gonna come, elbows are wide, and then when you come up, elbows come narrow, you try to tap your thighs. Feet do not move, legs do not move. You are gonna inhale, open elbows, exhale, tap elbows to your quads. Now, I've been doing it for a while. I can tap my quads, so I know it's possible. If you cannot tap your quads, I do not care. I just don't want your legs to move. So I want you to come up as high as you can, and then you're gonna lower back down. Do not worry about how high that you're coming up. Just know that you're working from the top half of that body. Upper abs are fighting for you. Yes, range of motion is changing. Nice, Max. These didn't feel that easy before. You're gonna stay lifted for me in 5 seconds. Everyone, inhale as you lower, exhale, bring elbows in, tap those quads, and then lower down. We hold at the top in 3, in 2. I know knees wanna come in a little bit. It's okay. Now tap elbows to knees and hold. Hold for me, hold for me, hold for me. You do not move. You're just tapping those elbows toward those knees. It's okay if they come in just a little bit. 5 seconds here. Stay in the crunch. We reach our hands. We tap our heels in 4, 3. Reach your hands toward your heels. We lower those heels, kiss the ground. We exhale, lift back up. We lower, inhale, tap that ground. We exhale, lift back up. You do not rest at the bottom. Yep, all the way back up. If you bring your hands behind your head, extra challenge, because you're going to come up a hint higher for me. Put those hands behind your head, Maggie. Yes, because I want, yes, there it is. Stay lifted. Beautiful. 5, 4, slow and controlled. You have it. You have it. We're slow bicycles in 3. Yes, you can. In 2, hold at the top. You are going to tap that right elbow to left knee. Hold 2 counts. And then you switch, hold 2 counts. You can start to point through those toes. Switch, hold for 2 counts. Switch, hold for 2 counts. You should be really warm right here, the way I've set you up. So I need you to fight when we start moving faster. You've got this. In 5 seconds, you are going to rep them out. Stay slow. 2 count hold. Don't get rid of that. Come up 1 inch higher. Make the connection elbow to knee. Here we go. Finish them out. 15 seconds. Switch and switch. Find your speed. You're going to get a break. So I know you have this. Don't lose that connection. Can you come up 1 inch higher? Breathe for me, ladies. It looks so strong. We got to get those abs nice and warm. You have it. 8, 7. Nobody stops. 6. Yes, and 5, 4, 3, and 2, 1. Rest. Knees into chest. Big inhale here. Let yourself find that rest, that nice little rock from side to side. I know, we're not done. Bring those feet long and strong in front of you. Take a big inhale here. I want you to reach your hands over your head to stretch. You're going to let your back arch off of the mat. Yes, you can. And then you're going to press your lower back into the mat for me. Hands reach up overhead, alternating V up slow. 1 count up, 3 counts down. In 3, in 2, we lift all the way up. We come down. 2, 3, exhale, lift and tap. Come down. 2, 3, exhale, lift and tap. You're fatigued. We're at the end of class. You've got about 5 minutes left. So I want you to dig deep into these abs as you're coming up, and don't cheat yourself on the 3 count down. Think about where you're ever using momentum. Can you use those abs? 10 seconds here. You're going to bring those legs to tabletop. Those arms stay reaching towards those ceilings. In 5, 4, good. 3 and 2. Bring legs to tabletop. Hands reach towards that ceiling. Extra challenge. Lift off of that mat, alternating in those dead bugs. Exhale, reach. Now your challenge is to slow it down. Can you use your breath for me? Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull lower back into the mat. I need you to think about where you're contracting in those abs so that you can feel this in your shoulders, in your legs, and in that midsection. You have 15 seconds, so you do not have to rush. Every time that you pull your knee back up to tabletop,
Exhale so that you can pull your lower back into that mat for me. Really nice work here. You have 5 seconds. We hold at the top. You lower head, neck, and shoulders. If it's lifted in 3, in 2, lower head, neck, and shoulders. Bring your hands back behind your head. Elbows wide. You come up, you bring elbows in, you tap those thighs, you lower down right back to where you started. Now that extra centimeter that you come up at the top to try to tap those elbows to your quads, it is mental. You don't think you can get up there, but you exhale and you reach for me. Let me see it all the way up. Yes, there it is. 10 seconds here. 9, beautiful. 8, we're going to start tapping elbows to knees, knees to elbows. I'm going to let your legs move in 4. You can do it in 3. Don't rush it. In 2, stay lifted. Little taps in an inch, out an inch. Elbows to knees, knees to elbows. I know you're fatigued right here. You have 10 seconds. You can do it. 10, keep tapping. 9, don't give up on it. 8 and 7, yes, you can. 6, slow bicycles again. And 5 and 4, point through those toes. And 3 and 2, last 1. You reach, elbow to knee, hold 2. You switch, elbow to knee, hold 2. Make these pretty because I saw what the first round looked like, so I know what you can do. It's a 2 count hold each side. Yes, you can. You are getting ready to finish. Your bicycles are your last change in your abs before we sit up and go into that finisher for your legs. You have 3 seconds here, 2 seconds, finish out your bicycles. Twist, twist, twist. Give me 15 strong seconds and do not give up on yourself. Do not break these bicycles. You have it. Abs want all that love. 10, 9, good. 8, yes. 7, here we go, friends. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. You're not out of it. 4, 3, 2, and you made it. Rest, knees into your chest. Nice. Big inhale here. I know, big exhale. You're going to rock yourself up. You are going to meet me in that nice all 4 position right here. All 4. It's a quick transition. Spread fingertips out for me. You are alternating in those donkey kicks. You lift right leg up. You reset. You lift that left leg up. You're going to want to start to rock those hips. Don't do it. Lift, squeeze, lower down. Lift, squeeze, lower down. I need heel to come to your seat as you make this transition, as you alternate. 10 seconds here. Ooh, we're alternating. Yep. 8, you've got a minute of work. So we're just finishing out. I'm opening your hips. Look at this as an active recovery on your shoulders, on those abs. Good. Now I want you to kick your heel back. You kick your heel back, you pull it in. You kick your heel back, you pull that leg in. You can keep your feet flexed so that you can move quickly through it. Stay nice and strong. Beautiful. We've got 10 seconds right here. 9 and 8. It's a bear crawl hold to finish. Oh, I know. 6 and 5. We can do it. 4. I'm just warming up those thighs. 3 and 2. Stay centered for me. If you need to, you make a fist. You hover those knees. And 3, 2, hover those knees to finish. I know, this was me when I thought about my planning. 15 seconds, I'm doing it with you because I don't like it either. Take a big inhale, pull belly button and breathe for me. Yes, you can. We've got 8 and 7, child's pose, and 6 and 5, last 4, 3, 2, drop your knees, press back in your child's pose. You made it. Big inhale here. Big exhale. Just stay there for a second. Less than a minute, I'll let it cut off. We're just diving into it faster. So I've figured out how to get us like an additional minute of work, which I love. When you're ready, go ahead and meet me Indian style here. We're going to take a big inhale. We'll reach those hands up overhead. I know you'll stay in stretch as we cut off. Exhale, reaching towards that ceiling. Go ahead and bring your palms together for me. And then we'll bring them down to center heart. Thanking ourselves for working so hard today. Nice job on a Thursday. I am teaching Saturday, so I'll see you at 10 if it works for you. Bye, friends.